Hi. Sometime last week on the FUNbridge, a special tournament, what they called Strasbourg 2023 big tournament, was conducted in two stages. The first was a qualification stage, and the second was the final. So, in the qualification, out of 1626 people, I finished 47th with a score of 65.5%, and in the final, out of 576, I finished 24th with a score of 60.82%. Now, what exactly was this tournament? So, here are the details. This was an international event held at FUNbridge. Its aim was to gather all bridge lovers in an online championship from 18 to 24th April. How was this organized? To begin with, it was online. And what were the prizes? There would be many prizes. First to third would be two invitations to the International de France plus free accommodation in a double room. In fact, whichever player, three players, got into first three, each would get an invitation for two people to play a pairs event in the international tournament in France. I thought that was a great incentive. And fourth, fifth would get one invitation, and five players selected at random would get one invitation. So the prizes were indeed big, and I finished 24th, a few percent more. I'll show you the rankings. So this is 24th, and first to second, third was 66%. Fourth, you might have figured out this player is a very well-known player, Jérôme Rombaud from France, 64.5%. And then you might recognize some other players here. They were between 64 and 60%. Now, 24th certainly wasn't a bad performance. 60.8% is not bad at all. But where did I lose points? Of course, I lost some because of my own making. But there were some where I really thought I was nonplussed. So I'm going to show you one or two deals. And this also should tell you a little bit about the risks involved in artificial intelligence, not only applied to bridge but applied to anything whatsoever. So in the qualifications, of course, you had to play 6-deal tournaments or so, or 8-deal tournaments, whatever. That result was not bad at all, and I got 65% on an average. In the final, you can see that in these 8 6-deal pieces, in one of the piece I got only 39%, and in one I got 50%, in the rest I got much over 60%. So I'll click on this piece where I got 39%, and I'll show you how what they are offering in terms of bidding choices, etc., and how the robo is behaving can really get you foxed, can get you nonplussed. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is this deal where I got about 47% score for making 3 Notrum 11 tricks, and the top scorers made 6 Notrum and some others in 3 Notrum made 12 tricks. Now, what exactly happened here? I'll show you the bidding, and there you will find something rather interesting. So this is a 2 club strong opening, and it shows between 17 and 23 points. Now, I'm going to show you the bidding choices I made. Now, before that, let me show you something. If I click on my profile, it says fee profile for bids. That means I choose my own bidding conventions. Of course, that choice is limited to a few things. The robot does lots of things, but I'm going to show you what I have chosen. Okay, in the settings where I set the bidding conventions, it gives you choice. So this meaning of opening bids, I have said better minor. As you might have seen in one of the videos I made, the robot doesn't do justice to precision at all, so you would get lost playing precision. So I never opted for precision after a bit of trial. So better minor. Then minimum number of HCP per one level bid, I opted for 11. One note point range, I opted for 15-17. Possibility one note with 5 card major, I said yes, that is the fashion anyway. And then the important thing, meaning of 2 club opening bid. What does it say? Unspecified strong, but 18 to 23 HCP. What do you do with 24? What do you do with 25? I actually asked them that question in a help request. I raised this issue. What do I do with 25 high cut points? What do I do with 28 high cut points? They haven't had an answer. Twice they sent an email which they thought was an answer to this question, but I never got an answer. It was a canned answer, probably sent by one of their assistants employed for help. But I don't think a bridge expert looked at my question. Now, this is a big problem in this world where computers are being driven, are being used more and more to interface with consumers, kind of provide help. And the computers simply don't understand everything that you say, and the computer doesn't differentiate between the people trying to access the help. So an expert is as good as a newcomer. It's a Marxist world in the bridge, as I often keep on saying. I have not got an answer. So this is 1823. That's what they have here. And that's all I am going to show you, because trust me, in my own system, the choices that I have made, I could not find anything that will say this is the opening bid with 28 high card point or 32 high card point. Apparently, their 2 club is limited to 23. Now, how does it affect the game? So, this 2 club is between 17 and 23 points. Now, what do I do with this hand? I have 10 points. So, I bid 2 notram. What does 2 notram say? It is between 8 and 11 points. So, I have those requirements. I have something like 11 points. And then the computer bids 3 notram. It is explained as 17 to 20 points. See, the opening is 17 to 23. Now this 3 notram limits it to 20. Now with this Mothetan, I wouldn't say Mothetan, but there's no ace, and 2 kings are also missing. This, and I didn't want to venture into a never area. I didn't want to use a quantitative 4 notram, and in any case 3 notram showed 17 to 20 points, but North has 21 points. Now the real problem is they simply don't have a way to express 26 points. They do whatever they can with 21 points. Now I reluctantly passed this 3 notram. I fully well knew that I haven't got the hang of this hand, and their methodology didn't allow me to get the hang of this hand, and I was more sort of flustered by this helplessness rather than anything else. Now what happened in the play? Lead was 3 of spades. Now that is 4th best against notram. And now looking at the tricks I have 4 spade tricks, ace, king, queen, jack. I have 3 clubs, 7. If I get 5 from diamonds, it will be 12. If I lose a trick to diamond queen, I will be limited to 11 tricks. Now, if I lose a trick to waist could play a heart, I misguess and I'll make only 10 tricks. So I decided to play waist for diamond queen, and I unblocked spade king, I played club king, and then I ran diamond 9. I wanted that diamond king entry to be preserved, so I didn't play the king here. I ran diamond 9. So that meant I was only going to make 11 tricks at the most, not 12. That's what I made. Now, for those 11 tricks, my score was 46%. But if I had understood this hand or whatever they were trying to do with that 2 club build, and if I had got that 2 club 2 notrum, 3 notrum could have 21 points, I could have tried. And 6 notrum, how will the play go in 6 notrum? You can see that on a spade lead, if I give 4 cards of spades to waist, I would probably play east for diamond queen and play small diamond to 8. Because anyway, if I lose, I'm going to go down in 6 notrum. So I better go with percentages rather than any kind of safety or sort of trying to make more tricks, etc. So I would most likely have played small diamond to 8, playing in 6 notrum and made the contract. Unfortunately, I was completely flustered and I lost something like 45% on that deal, which for overall, which would have reflected about 1%. This is the second deal I want to discuss. It is from the same set where I got a 39% score in 6 deals. And on this deal, I got an 8% score, 4 heart down 2 for 200. How did I reach 4 heart? 4 heart obviously was not the ideal contract. 3 notrum was. But what happened exactly? So this was my hand. I had 8 points, 5 3 3 2, 5 carded diamond. I passed. Partner opened 1 club, RHO bid 1 spade. Now I bid 2 diamond. This 2 diamond means between 8 to 11 points, non-forcing bid. Perfect. I have 8 points, 5 carded diamond, non-forcing. I'm happy with that. And then partner bids 2 hearts, which is explained as between 4 and 5 cards and between 11 and 23 points, but a forcing bid. That's fine. Now I was trying to find out my best continuation after that 2 heart. Now I was under the impression that my 2 diamond bid already denies a 4 carded heart, because I would have doubled if I had 5 diamonds and 4 hearts, wouldn't I? So I thought that raising 3 heart might not give a wrong indication, but I'm going to show you what the options were. So there is a facility here where you can sort of try and replay the deal. So you pass this hand, partner opens 1 club, this 1 spade, and of course you bid 2 diamonds, pass, 2 hearts, and now you are investigating your options. I clicked on 2 spade and what I saw was 4 cards. And I wasn't careful enough to go through the whole thing, which is 4 cards at most. Okay? And then what does 3 heart show? 3 heart also shows, and it says now exactly 4 cards. Now I could not figure out between 2 spade and 3 heart whether it would take me to have 4 carded heart with 2 spade or with 3 heart. But behind that, in my mind, I thought if I didn't double, I wouldn't have 4 carded heart. I wouldn't be giving an indication of 4 carded heart. So anyway, I'll show you the bidding that actually happened. 2 diamond 2 heart, I bid 3 heart and it bid 4 heart. And now you can see what happened. This was a 4 carded heart here, and I completely lost control of the contract and went 2 down for a score of 8%. Now these two deals together cut about 2.5% from my score. There were 2 or 3 other deals. I did make a couple of mistakes, but I do feel that I would have come close to something like 63-64% if I didn't have doubts about these methods and if they were clear as to what robo was doing in various situations. The robos obviously are not good. I've said it often, this robo is slightly better than the GIB one. GIB is 90s vintage. At least this is 2010 vintage and a little better than GIB. Still not good enough. Anyway, finally I finished with a score of 60 point whatever percent and roughly 24th position. Now I'm going to show you something very interesting about these robos. You remember that 2 diamond build. I had 8 points, ace queen 5 carded diamond, queen 3 carded heart. Now what does this robo advise you? Analysis of your bids. I never looked at this thing for all other hands, but this hand I was so damn angry with the robo that I thought I'll have a look at everything the robo does. It says, be careful, your 2 diamond bid matches a hand of at least 11 points. Now the robo himself, robo itself, or robo themselves, whatever you want to call it, the robo hasn't indicated its preferred gender pronoun. So 2 diamond 8 to 11 points, robo explanation itself was that, but now here it is saying at least 11 points. So the robo has lost track of the fact that this is a bid after first pass, whereas you had only 8. So it admonishes me for bidding with 8 points when the robo itself in its stipulation says 8 to 11 points. Given your bidding system, Argine would have rather bid pass. Very well done, Argine. I'm still looking for that improvement in the robos where bridge will become a little more enjoyable game. Anyway, that is what I wanted to share. Thanks for joining. Bye for now.